this video, we will see about references in Move. Now, Move provides us two types of references. There is immutable and mutable. In immutable, we cannot modify the underlying value. It is only for read through. We can only read through that reference. But in mutable, it is allowed for modification. So you can read as well as write through that reference. So let's see this immutable and mutable reference through an example. Let's create a variable, an integer having value 10. Now let's create a mutable reference to this variable a. Let's first create immutable reference to this variable a. Now how to create it? You simply write ampersand and the variable a. So here I am creating an immutable reference to this variable a. Okay. Now let's print these values. Now I'm going to run this code, but it will give us some error. Let us see why. Okay, it's ampersand IMA. You can see that it's an invalid borrow because in print function we pass ampersand reference of that variable, and IMA is already a reference, so we don't need to pass ampersand. So I will delete this ampersand. Let's try to print it. Yeah, you can see the output. Now, what does it mean by immutable reference? I have created a reference, but what is the difference when I'm saying that it is a immutable reference? So in this, I cannot change the underlying value. So this immutable reference is pointed to this variable a. I cannot change the value underlying this variable a. But it means that I cannot modify this value 10. So let's try to modify it. Now, how to firstly access this value pointed by this variable? For that, I will use a star operation. Let's say, what does I mean by that? Let's say I want to create another variable c, and I'm going to store the value pointed by this variable. Okay, so I will use this star operation and IMA. Now let's try to print it. Ampersand C. Let's clear it. There you can see the output. Okay, now let's try to modify the value. Let's see if this works or not. So to access the value, I'm going to write the star operation, and let's change the value to 11. And now let's try to run this. Now you can see invalid mutation expected a mutable reference. Now this is not a mutable reference, so you cannot change the underlying value. So this is what it's mean by immutable reference. It means that you cannot modify underlying value. Now let's understand mutable reference using the same example. Mutable, let's create mutable reference. Now to create a mutable reference, you write ampersand and then you write MUT. It means mutable. So ampersand mutable refers to the mutable reference. Now again, let's comment this print a line, and let's see this line where we are modifying the value. So we have changed this value to 11. Also, let's create another print statement to see the before and after result. Invalid unbound IMA. Okay, sorry, it's MA. Let's clear this. Okay, now you can see that we have changed the underlying value. Okay, so now it's pointed to 10 and the value is changed to 11. Also, what if I try to print now A? Okay, also you can check it like if I'm going to store this value A, mm, let's see like this, and I'm going to print this. Now what will be the output? Okay, you can see like the underlying value of A is changed. Now A is 11, not 10. Okay, now uh, I have commented this print ampersand age statement. Now let's see why. So let's decomment it. Decomment it. This is see what error this will give us. Now you can see we are given an error. You can see invalid borrow of variable A. Now it is still being mutably borrowed by this reference. So whenever you create a mutable reference to a variable, you can pass it to a function because it is still borrowed by you can see it is still being mutually borrowed by this reference. So this is all for mutable and immutable references in move. Thank you.